welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a nostalgic trip down memory lane as we review one of the iconic smartphones that once aimed to revolutionize the mobile industry, the Nokia Lumia 200. This little device was part of Nokia's bold move to stand out in the rapidly evolving smartphone market, and it came with a unique personality all its own. So, grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's explore what made the Nokia Lumia 200 both fascinating and a bit of an enigma. The Nokia Lumia 200 hit the shelves during a time when Nokia was fighting to stay relevant against giants like Apple and Samsung. Powered by the Windows Phone operating system, this phone carried the hopes of a brand trying to carve a niche in a market dominated by Android and iOS. First impressions? It had that distinct Lumia design, a colorful, playful polycarbonate body that instantly caught your eye. While many smartphones at the time leaned towards metallic or black and white minimalism, the Lumia 200 was unapologetically bold, available in vibrant shades like cyan, magenta, and yellow. In terms of build quality, the Lumia 200 lived up to Nokia's reputation for making sturdy devices. It felt solid in the hand, and while it wasn't particularly slim or light, it had a reassuring heft that screamed durability. This was a phone you wouldn't worry about dropping. The design may not have been sleek by today's standards, but it was functional, with a slightly curved back that made it comfortable to hold for long periods. Let's talk about the display. The Lumia 200 featured a 4-inch LCD screen with a resolution of 800 x 480 pixels. Now, this might sound underwhelming in 2025, but back in its heyday, it was decent for a budget-friendly smartphone. Colors were vibrant, thanks to Nokia's clear black technology, which helped improve contrast and visibility in bright sunlight. Watching videos or browsing the web on this display was an enjoyable experience as long as you didn't compare it to higher-end models. Under the hood, the Lumia 200 was powered by a modest single-core processor coupled with 256 MB of RAM. By today's standards, that might seem laughable, but for basic tasks like making calls, texting, and light web browsing, it got the job done. It wasn't built for power users or gamers. Instead, it catered to those who needed a reliable, affordable smartphone for everyday use. Apps launched with a slight delay, and multitasking was limited, but the Windows Phone OS was optimized enough to make the experience smooth most of the time. And speaking of the OS, Windows Phone was a major selling point and a polarizing one. The Lumia 200 showcased the iconic Live Tiles interface, which was a refreshing departure from the app grid designs of Android and iOS. These tiles weren't just static icons, they provided real-time updates, showing snippets of information like weather forecasts, calendar events, or social media notifications. For users who wanted something different and visually dynamic, this was a game-changer. But here's where things got tricky. The app ecosystem. While Android and iOS were flourishing with a massive variety of apps, Windows Phone lagged far behind. Popular apps like Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube either weren't available or were poorly supported. This was a major drawback for users who wanted a robust app experience. Still, if you were okay with the essentials Facebook, WhatsApp, and some basic productivity tools, the Lumia 200 could hold its own. Now, let's move on to the camera. Nokia has always been known for its focus on mobile photography, even with its lower-end devices. The Lumia 200 came with a 5-megapixel rear camera, no front-facing camera though, which might be a deal-breaker for selfie enthusiasts. In good lighting, the photos were surprisingly decent, with accurate colors and reasonable detail. Low-light performance, however, left a lot to be desired, as was common with most budget phones of that era. Video recording was passable, maxing out at 720p. It wasn't going to win any awards, but it was sufficient for capturing memories on the go. One area where the Lumia 200 truly excelled was battery life. With a 1430 mAh removable battery, this phone could easily last an entire day on a single charge, even with moderate use. The energy-efficient hardware and software ensured that you didn't have to worry about carrying a charger everywhere. Plus, the removable battery was a nice touch, allowing users to swap it out for a fresh one if needed, something that's sorely missed in most modern smartphones. Now, let's touch on connectivity and storage. The Lumia 200 supported 3G EU, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and even had FM radio, a feature that's rare to find today. Internal storage was limited to 4 GB, but it came with a microSD slot, allowing users to expand storage up to 32 GB. This was a lifesaver for those who wanted to store music, photos, and apps without worrying about running out of space. So, what was it like to use the Lumia 200 in daily life? Well, it depended on your expectations. If you were looking for a budget-friendly phone that stood out from the crowd, offered solid build quality, and provided a simple, no-nonsense experience, this phone delivered. However, if you were someone who needed a robust app ecosystem, high-end performance, or advanced features, the Lumia 200 wasn't going to cut it. Looking back, the Nokia Lumia 200 represents a unique chapter in smartphone history. It was a bold attempt by Nokia to break away from the norm and offer something truly different. While it didn't achieve mainstream success, it left an impression on those who used it. The Lumia series as a whole may not have been enough to save Nokia's smartphone division, but it's a testament to the brand's willingness to innovate and take risks. Would the Nokia Lumia 200 still be relevant today? Probably not. Smartphones have come a long way since then, and the features that once made the Lumia 200 appealing have been eclipsed by modern advancements. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.